Hi, and welcome to the Zen Supermom podcast. I'm Elena, your mommy tantrum specialist, and I'm the founder of the Zen Supermom system. And today I have a special guest for you. Usually you just see my crazy head here only, and during the daytime. Today is night because I have a special guest, and my guest is Canadian. So we are doing this at night exceptionally. So before you meet her, I want you to know it's a really special occasion, and I'm really excited to have her because she's joining our team. She will be part of the Zen Supermom family, helping, supporting moms in the inside of the program as one of our amazing trauma healing coaches. So that's why I want you to get to know her, because you hear and see me talking all the time. But who are the coaches inside the program? How can you trust them? Are they real? Are they moms also? Are they going to understand what you're going through? Are they skilled enough? So that's why I want you to meet her. Hi, Supermom or Superdad. Alena here, your mommy tantrum specialist and the founder of the Zen Supermom system. And me and my team have helped hundreds of moms and dads start setting healthy boundaries with calm. And this is the first parenting podcast that is not about your kids, that shows you why none of the parenting techniques helped you stop yelling at your kids, and how to control your emotions from jumping out so that you can be the safe, loving parent you wish you had growing up. This is the Zen Supermom podcast. So, hi, Christine Bradley. Welcome to the team and welcome to this podcast. So happy to be able to talk to you and for everybody, give them the opportunity to get to know you a bit.
Thank you so much, Elena. I'm really excited to be joining your team and being here with you today.
Yeah. Thank you. So, first of all, Christine is joining as our trauma coach. So, of course, she is a certified trauma coach, and we will talk about all of her professional credentials because she is so much more. She has so much of professional experience. But why I am so excited about bringing Christine on board is her presence. It's her wisdom, because as you will hear through her story, and that's why I'm going to invite you, Christine, to start talking and sharing, is from your personal experience, because this is what always touches me the most, hearing the stories of resilient women who have gone through so many crazy things and so much adversity and so much trouble. And in your story, what it seems like you came on the other side of it so much stronger, so much wiser, and so much better. So would it be okay if we started there, like maybe in your mom story? Because I know a little bit about your mom story. You were not always a calm, happy mom, were you?
No. um, I think as a mom, I found myself a single mom really, really quickly. I got married. We had a beautiful little boy, and I was actually in the middle of medical school at the time. And my husband came down with cancer, spinal and brain cancer. And so, very rapidly through all of the chaos of that, I found myself a single mom when we lost him about a year and a half into that. Um, and then later on down the road, I had another son, and I had to raise him. So I literally have spent, well, one is 18 and a half now, and the other is in 23. So, and I actually just got remarried, but just
Yay!
this past October. So there's been so many ups and downs. And boy, I've had a lot of, over the years, I've had so many struggles in just getting them to listen to me, getting them to do what they're supposed to do. Lots of anger, lots of rage when they wouldn't listen, to a point where I had to like really start to let go. Okay, Christine, you kind of need to, it's time to begin to grow up. These are little boys and young men now in your charge. And what can you do to begin to fix you so that I can become a better mom, right? And that's why we all end up here, because we get to that end of the line, end of the road, falling off the cliff, and it's like, ooh, things have got to change. And that's part of my journey into becoming a coach and a trauma-informed therapeutic practitioner. Because I had to go through all of the stuff and all the baggage to get through it. And I'm not fully, I don't think we're ever fully through it. I think we're always being challenged, and there's always those rinse, lather, repeat lessons that come up, but it gets easier and easier over time. And I'm in my, this year going into my fifth decade, turning 50. That's a big one. And I've always said I've had like a lifetime per decade in just all of the experiences I've been through. So, yeah.
And I'm sorry we had to start like so heavy so early in the start, but I bet there are so many moms who are resonating with your story now because a lot of moms that are listening, they are single, divorced, like separated. There have been some kind of struggling situation in their marriages and relationships, and the fact that you had like it was broken up by such an aggressive disease. Like it was not because you were not agreeing. Like you did not separate. Like you lost your husband, your soulmate. So I'm really sorry for that. And I can't imagine what you had to go through to be able to recover from that.
And along with that, I was doing my last year of medical school, and then I needed to go on and continue doing residency in family medicine is what I chose. And didn't have time to stop. I'd already taken time to have my child and to take leave of absence for multiple reasons during that time. And so I ran out of time. So it was like I've never been so stressed out in all of my life and what was required to keep moving forward. And like you said, that one word, resilience. And I would say that's like a huge piece of me and just the recognition that even when I fall down, I can get back up. And I think that's what I love about coaching women because we have so much pressure on us every single day as moms, as wives, or as single moms doing double duty. Like it's impossible to be perfect. And so there has to be a certain point where we just kind of surrender and say, I can't do this all on my own. There's got to be help somewhere to make this journey a little easier and a little less heavy.
And you didn't give up, so you didn't stay in your little victim corner. You managed to pick yourself up and you continued with your two boys, your two sons. But knowing your story, how it developed further, your health started to take the toll.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about that?
Mhm. I think when we push ourselves to the max, like we have this resilience within us, but there's a certain point when we drain that, right? And because of what happened with my husband, because of pushing through into completing medical school, being the top of my class, and then continuing on into residency, there's a certain point where your body says, that's enough. Like you can't push any further. So I was in my second year of residency training in family medicine, and I crashed and burned. And it was funny. I was in psychiatry at the time. I couldn't figure out how to drive my car from like point A to point B, from the hospital to the clinic. And I was there. I was supposed to be doing like interviews with new patients coming in, and I couldn't remember the questions. And I was like, I think I'm losing my mind. And anyways, in a long story short, it was a post-viral fatigue that just never quit. So it's like my body completely shut down, and I had brain fog, and I couldn't get out of bed for a long time. I had to take a medical leave of absence. Um, and then that's when I decided to up my family, and we packed the car here in Alberta, Canada, and went down to the States. And we were kind of looking just for like healing retreats and places to go to kind of replenish me. And before we knew it, we were in the LAX in California, in LA, and we hopped on an airplane down to Peru, and we ended up on this amazing, interesting journey of yoga retreat centers, and we were there. It was interesting. And out of that, it was more like, okay, I want to stay and live somewhere where I can live off grid because Canada gets really cold in the winter. And I wanted to be involved in the earth and like grounding and planting and all of these different things. And so we ended up staying in South and Central America for about 4.5 years. It was a little bit more, actually, 5.5 years, with a short stint in southern Georgia and Tennessee, so where we have family. It was this incredible journey of 7 years abroad in multiple places, and we kept moving and learning and meeting new people. Eventually, actually, the majority of the time we settled in Costa Rica on the beach.
Amazing.
And that
Amazing.
was huge healing. That's where I became a yoga teacher. And I also had become a health and wellness coach, trying to heal my body and figure out what was wrong. Because allopathic medicine had no solutions for me naturally. And even the things they told me to do it wasn't gonna work. So it was like I was meant to go on this journey of self-discovery. And I love to travel. I didn't know that before I went, and got to see a lot of the world that was so like third world, not fully developed areas, and gave me a real appreciation for life.
Amazing. That by itself could be like a movie or a book on its own, and it's not even finished yet. We didn't even get to the other parts. But I can imagine there will be lots of moms listening and they will recognize themselves in your story about the body shutdown, like the physical shutdown from the burnout, like all the symptoms. Because there are lots of women who are reaching out to me to let me know, like, hey, I'm already on a medical leave because of burnout, or I feel like I'm getting close to it. So what insights would you share with moms who are feeling this way and who might not have that courage or opportunity to pack everything and go south?
Yeah.
What is it that you would recommend to them from your own perspective and now getting to the other side of it? What is it that they can do?
Self-care, self-care, self-care. Getting outside and getting on the earth barefoot is so important. Earthing, or grounding, it's called. Beginning to eat foods that you recognize, nothing out of a box, nothing in the inside of a grocery store, only on the out. If you can get to a farmer's market, increasing things like olive oil in your diet, taking out all of the crappy oils that have all been GMO'd, getting rid of all of the things that are toxic, getting fresh water. So I drink distilled water. That is a really important one for me. And getting proper supplements while you're detoxing as well. It's a whole process. When you hit burnout, it means that your detox system is 90% plus full. And it means that you now need to detox your liver, your GI tract, your lungs, your skin, your kidneys. Like, all of your organs of elimination need help too. And that's another piece to my journey, was that I found a company that I actually ended up building a business through, in leadership, with essential oils. And so I found high quality supplements and essential oils that were so important to my healing, and continue to be, actually. Um, there's so many other things, like time alone, time to process, meditation, yoga, moving the body, right? There's the health and wellness there's so many levels. It's about the body, the mind, and the spirit, and all three have to be combined.
Yeah. And for moms who are freaking out right now, thinking, where the heck am I supposed to take time if I'm a single mom with two, three, I don't know how many kids, 24/7, like one step at a time, okay?
Yeah.
5 minutes a day is better than nothing. You don't have to be doing all of these things all of the time. You don't need to get 1 hour meditation every day. Like 5 minutes is better than nothing. So start small, just keep going.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing from your experience. Yeah, you wanted to add something.
Say one other thing. Secure your kids and then go hide in the bathroom, right? Like, the bathroom is your place where you can chill. And as long as your kids are secure and safe, make sure you're taking that time. If you're a single mom, especially, and no one's watching them, secure them and head to the bathroom, because they can't get through the door at you, number one, especially if they're a little older and they're okay to be alone. And number two, like, that's your space, right? And yeah, alone time is important, even if you have them all the time. Yeah.
Well, I would say especially if you have them all the time. Yeah. Thank you, Christine. I would fast forward now for your professional side and especially the trauma healing side, why you're joining our program. What is it that you're going to do with our clients? Because just a little bit of context for moms who are listening. Christine studied in exactly the same program that I did. So she knows exactly how to heal the generational developmental trauma that, spoiler alert, you have. That's why you cannot stop yelling at your kids. And so I would be interested in hearing about how you got to it and out of all the methods, because I know you're certified coach and therapist, like in so many different things. So what is it that you love the most about the methods that we are using really to heal generational developmental trauma?
Mhm. The Clear Release program, one of the audios was given to me when I was in some kind of like self-development group. And I started listening to it. And I heard Lion, who's the one that runs it, and I ran through the process. And I was like, oh, this works. I could feel it instantly. And I happened to be like outdoors listening to it as I was walking by the river. And I just had all these insights of, you need to join this program. This will help you. Because I've always had like movement, 10, like 2 steps back, movement, right? And it's always been, oh, I just can't get over this bump in the road that just keeps knocking me backwards. And so when I listened to Lion's audio, I knew. And I've always been really good at deeply feeling energy and listening. So I am an empath. What that means is I feel and connect to the people either on Zoom or around me. And so for me, when I started with these clear beliefs process, we had to start like individually and then work our way into being that coach. Um, it came so naturally to me that I was having these amazing breakthroughs. It was in this incredible journey of learning what I naturally already could do, but couldn't put words to or didn't have a system. And so it just fit like a glove for me. It was not easy. There were moments, as you know, right? Because we're facing the trauma. We're spiraling back into our childhood or into our early, even in our adulthood when things happen, we can spiral back and go into the sensation of what that was and begin to like pull that out and then observe it and get messages. And for me, it was like, how do we shift out of this? And then taking that and then discreating that or rescuing the inner child piece of me that was quite broken, actually. And I don't know how I got through life having all of this inside of me that that's about a year, just I'm trying to think what a year. So from November to July is when I did this program. It was in 3 levels and completely changed my life. Yeah.
I can absolutely understand as you were describing like how like mind opening that experience is, because this is exactly what happened to me too as well when I started training in this program. And one of the key exercises actually that completely turned my life around, like me who had a happy childhood, like I had a complete family, no drama, like no traumatic experiences in what I thought was trauma, like there was nothing shocking or violent happening in my home. I had a happy childhood. So when we did the exercise, exactly as you said, spiraling back and finding those moments like where that anger is coming from, where that the fact even that the good girl thing, like I was always so proud of myself being a good girl, being hyperachiever and being controller, perfectionist, judgy, like push.
Yeah.
I always thought those were my strengths. And once we started spiraling back to the childhood, and once I realized it was coming all the way back to my childhood, my mom being a pusher and super mom and everything, I was like, oh,
Boom. Yeah.
my entire universe has changed. And this is, until today, the most mind-blowing exercise I'm doing with everybody also in my life trainings, like on my free trainings, that I always invite everybody who's first coming into my space to join, because this is the point when everybody starts crying, getting goosebumps, getting emotional, feeling like, oh my goodness, suddenly the pieces of the puzzle have clicked into place. And now I understand finally what's going on. This is not about parenting techniques. It's not about like manipulating my kids. It's not about them. It's has been me all along. Like, what? So yeah, I can completely feel you. This is exactly how I felt in the course as well. And this is exactly what we are doing now in the program, explaining moms that, yeah, this needs healing. And I'm so excited that you will be helping us inside. I would love for you to share why, your why, like why you love using these techniques, why you decided to join us in the program, because with your experience and expertise throughout your life as like medical doctor, and you have done so many other things, and you could be doing so many other jobs, professions in your life. Why are you joining us?
I think it's about being of service. And that's how I live my life. I'm not the traditional MD. I would never have been the traditional MD or physician. I just wouldn't have been. Actually, I always got in trouble because I talked to my patients too long, and I was always like reprimanded. 7 minutes, 7 minutes. Like, no, that's not how this rot works, right? And so for me, it was. Sorry, could you ask? I've just lost it.
Why this? Why this work and why this program? You could be using your coaching and like therapy with working with anybody. Like you can help with your skills, anybody with anything. Why did you decide that helping busy moms getting calm and happy is the mission you want to join?
I want to bring more light into the world. I want to begin to help transform the world. Um, it's all about finding what lights people up in the world. And if we're stuck in our trauma, we can't get there. We can't become the radiant women that we're here to be with our purposeful life. And for mamas that are stuck in this, it's almost like this darkness, this shadow. If we can begin to help them remove some of that heaviness, then they become better mamas. And then their children don't have the trauma that it's not the intergenerational trauma doesn't go forward. And that's how we begin to change the world. If those children grow up nurtured and safe and loved and not yelled at. And we need a change in the world. We really do. If you look out there right now, how do we change the world? We work with the moms who are and the parents too, moms and dads who are raising these beautiful children of our future who are the adults of the future. So it's about service. It's not, my life isn't necessarily about me so much. It's more transpersonal, I've noticed. That's my purpose, is to empower and help heal those that I work with. So it matches perfectly with my mission in life, your mission in life. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I'm super excited to welcome you on board. So this episode was really important, especially for moms who are thinking about joining us and will be joining us in the coming weeks, and who need some nighttime coaching because maybe you're working full time, you don't have the space to do any like sessions during your day. So Christine is going to be your trauma specialist. You'll be working with her during the European nighttime hours. So Christine, before we wrap it up for today, what is the message you would have for the moms that will start coming to you in the coming weeks, that we will be giving you through the Zen Supermom program, and you'll be doing their 5 individual trauma healing sessions with them? What would you like to tell them?
You're coming to a safe space. It's a place with me and working with me to uncover what is holding you back. Nobody's perfect. We're perfectly imperfect in everything. It's what it means to be human. So you're coming to the right place to begin to discover how to become a better mom. And when you fall down, which you will, you can get back up. There's always help here. There's always support here. across those 5 sessions, you're going to go from where you are now to the mama you're meant to be. And this is an ongoing journey. It will be powerful beyond measure. And who you started is not who you'll become. And you, in a way, you can't even imagine it's possible. And it is. So.
Yeah. And this is what I've witnessed over and over again. So, yeah. I'm so happy that you're going to start helping us because we couldn't be doing it without you. We couldn't be having all those night sessions without your help. So I appreciate you. And for everybody listening and watching, maybe even on YouTube, I hope that this interview, this conversation really helped you also feel Christine's energy. Did you understand better, like why I'm bringing her on board? Because this is the red line through our entire team. Like, and you can observe it in your own life. Your energy, the energy that you have, you start attracting the people who are on the same wavelength. So this is why I think Christine will be so amazing, because I can feel like she is coming from her heart. And with her skills and with her experience on top, having gone through so many struggles, like I cannot wait to hear about all the success, all those transformations of the moms who will be helped by you, Christine. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciated being here with you.
Yeah, and it was fun.
It's so amazing to be a part of, sorry, I'll say that again. It's so amazing to be part of Zen Supermom and to know that we get to help all these moms together.
Yep. Saving
Thank
the world one mom at a time. And as a last teaser, Christine mentioned correctly, we are working with moms, but we do have dads inside the program as well. Dads who don't mind working with women, but because I know there are lots of men who have been traumatized by women, so they do not want to work with women. So I am in a very intense process now, trying to find and hire a super dad coach. So this is just a teaser. Hopefully, fingers crossed, a few weeks from now, I would be having this podcast, another podcast episode with our first time ever Zen Super Dad coach. So stay tuned. Keep your fingers crossed for us and for your husband if you think he might be the one who would benefit from this work too. So with that, thank you so much, Christine. It's been a pleasure. I cannot wait to get going now that we are ready. And I will see you, moms, the next time. I hope this little chat gave you some value. Take care. Bye.
you. Bye.